I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles that have taught this truth and that are still teaching this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. This lesson here, this is something that I was meditating on this morning. I was going to do the lesson at camp. It was raining pretty heavy out there, so I didn't get an opportunity to finish this lesson. And so I decided to make this one an after camp lesson. Okay? And so we're going to get into 1 Chronicles 21. And this lesson is going to be called Man's Goings Are of the Lord. Okay? Man's goings are of Yahweh. Okay? And so let's jump into this. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. And David said to Joab and to the rulers of the people, "Go, number Israel from Beersheba even to Dan, and bring the number of them to me, that I may know it." And Joab answered, "Yahweh make his people 100 times so many more as they be. But, my lord the king, are they not all my lord's servants? Why then do my lord require this thing? Why will he be the cause of trespass to Israel?" Nevertheless, the king's word prevailed against Joab, wherefore Joab departed and went throughout all Israel and came to Jerusalem. And Joab gave the sum of the number of the people unto David, and all they of Israel were 1,000, and 100,000 men that drew the sword, and Judah was 460, so 460, and 10,000 men that drew the sword. But Levi and Benjamin counted he not among them, for the king's words was abominable unto Joab. And our power was displeased with this thing. Therefore he smote Israel. Now, let's go back to verse 1 and let's reread that again. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. And so when we look at this word in the Hebrew, Satan, all it simply means is adversary. Okay, so let's look it up. I want to show you real quickly here. All right, so let's go into the Hebrew. And so in the Hebrew, Satan, right? And so adversary, one who withstands, adversary, a superhuman adversary. Pay attention to that one. Okay, and so now let's look at that again. And Satan, and the adversary stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. Okay, the adversary. Okay, and so now let's go read this in let's go read this in 2 Samuel's 24:1. And again, the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, "Go, number Israel and Judah." And so basically, when we understand and we put it all together, Yahweh was the adversary. that was against David in this instance. Okay? Okay? And so many of you will think, well, how can Yahweh be Satan? Okay? And so we just broke down that word, and we understand that that word means adversary, right? Okay? And so let's get into some precepts around this and then close this out. Okay? So you can get a better understanding. Okay? And so let's go to Jeremiah 10:23. O Yahweh, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. Okay? Let's get another precept. Okay, and so we got Proverbs 20:24. Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? Okay, let's get another precept here. Okay. Give me a second here. Let me find where that precept was that we were into. Okay. Let's try 4 and 10. All right. So let's go down here to 4 and 10. Then saith Yahushai unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, adversary, for it is written, Thou shalt worship Yahweh thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. Hold on a second. Let's read that again. Then saith Yahushai unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship Yahweh thy power, and him only shall thou serve. Okay? And so let's hit Luke 4 and 8. And Yahushai answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan, adversary, for it is written, Thou shalt worship Yahweh thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. Okay? And so, from these precepts, we understand clearly that Satan, or any adversary that is risen up, man or beast, no matter what it is, adversary, right, is from Yahweh. Okay? Okay, so let's go back to it. Hold on. 20 and 24. Man's goings are of Yahweh. Man's goings are of Yahweh. I'm going to say it again. Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? Okay. Let's read these precepts. Let's go through this precept again. All right. Matter of fact, let's hit Proverbs 16 and 10. Proverbs 16 and 10. A divine sentence is in the lips of the king. His mouth transgresseth. That's not what we're looking for. That is not what we're looking for. Let's try 16 and 9. A man's heart deviseth his way, but Yahweh directeth his steps. Okay? Right here. All right? But Yahweh directeth his steps. Okay? And so let's go back to this. Let's reread 2 Samuel 24 and 1. And again the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Israel. And he moved David. And he moved David. And he moved David against them to say, go, number Israel and Judah, or Judah. Okay? And so when we read this, and when we go to Chronicles and we read this, and Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel, we understand that Satan means adversary. But that adversary in this instance was Yahweh. Yahweh was the adversary that was against David. Okay? And so I hope that brought some understanding to that short lesson. Thank you for listening. I hope that you were edified. Shalom.